Hi everybody, today I'm here with Karen McMurchy, and she is a lovely energy from Scotland and just has a wonderful ability, as you can already see, to connecting people with the soul and the home that is within them. And beauty just shines out from within. So first of all, I'm just going to ask Karen to give you her interpretation of self so you can connect with her. So Karen, do tell us about you.
I probably didn't always live the way I live, Shona, but circumstances along the road prompted me to find new ways. I didn't go to these new ways easily because I like to party, and sometimes the norm becomes norm. So now I'm really happy. I feel more fulfilled within. I come from a very small town in the west coast of Scotland. Back there, at early years and later years, they weren't always forward thinking, and like small rural places, it was quite difficult to evolve from that space. So I'm probably a sensitive and a shy person. I was really shy when I was small, so I was very much quite clingy to my mum, and I wouldn't go to dancing, I wouldn't go to classes. If I did, I would go for one day and then I'd come home. So this whole journey has been quite difficult for me. So even sitting on something like this is quite painful and difficult. But as a sensitive, I just want to be able to reach out to people and let them know that their sensitivity is their greatest gift, and it's all within them.
Oh, what a lovely introduction of self. Yes, and you explain so many journeys that are being experienced by humanity in just that small space, because many of us have the desire to be something. We feel what our purpose is, but we feel trapped by society and go inward and become introverted and have a way of, I would say, clinging to things, singing to the past, and rather than be forward focused. And what I love about you, Karen, even though I've known you a very short time, literally, is that you are about forward focus. And you are about making that transition from being in that painful space of living in the past and what ifs and so on and so forth, into focusing on what you can become going forward and shattering the illusion that things cannot change for you. So how can you help people that way? How do you help people that way?
I think that I'm a bit of a conduit for my clients. I didn't realise I had a gift. I just was seeing transformation around a lot of friends, and they would come to me and look for ways of being and living and thinking, mostly thinking. I didn't realise my thought pattern was a bit different. Naturally, with a sensitive, we are very much within. So I have quite a creative inner world and vision, and I see things very much from a sort of camera view, projections. So I think that I talk my truth also. I walk my talk. I live out the actions. I take action. If I get a download for myself, I began to get downloads from a very difficult space in life. It was either leave the universe or follow this beautiful guidance. And sometimes I'll even say to my partner, don't ask me to explain anything. Follow me, follow me, because it's pictures. And normally when I'm listening to these divine guidances, I I'm helped, supported, and loved. So when I've gone through this beautiful transition myself, Shona, I trust guides, divine downloads, and I think it's quite beautiful. You know, it saves lives. It saves lives. And my problem is I begin to see a forecast for clients. I never go beyond what a client, I'm always very respectful. I ask them what would they like from a consultation. So I never go beyond, but health-wise, because I've gone the journey myself, I've done studying, I can see what can be an outcome. There's always two outcomes, but the more action that we take, the more changes that we can bring about. So I think I'm the truth for the client, and I think only people will come to me when they're ready to allow the cells to begin to fill out the disease, ill at ease. And when that clearance has happened, a beautiful space and divine beauty and an ability actually to attract, you make space to attract your divine purpose. You know?
Yeah, you know, that's such a beautiful statement you just made there. It had so many pearls within it, because it's all about connecting with truth and to the space that is within us, because it is space. When you go inward to the core of you, which is the source, universe, some call it God, but it's a formless energy. That is where we download and get our divine purpose and way of being from to go forward. And it's absolutely true that it is a choice. You have a choice, isn't it true, Karen, of either the matrix or the truth. And that's the choice, and you cannot really explain it in a way that's understood, and you can only say follow me, because in somewhere, because it's nothing and yet it's everything in that space. Yes. Isn't it?
Absolutely beautiful. You say you just explain it perfectly, Shona. It's difficult to explain it.
Yeah.
But I think when the soul is ready, when someone realizes there's so many blocks within their life, and they realize that what choices are in front of them are not serving their highest purpose, I think then therefore they are forced to start listening to this guidance. Who can help me? How can I be helped? And I think that's the same as all of us. We all really need to, you know, let go and let God. Every time I headed off in the path that I thought was right, and still do from the headspace. Sometimes we're natural human beings. We have the want, we have the desires. And I think also it's from that point of the greater good for us and all around us. When we come from a serving place, I think our lives become far more fulfilled, loving, and then therefore we are brought the goodness. An example I should explain, in opportunities, etc. When we do the work, the rest happens naturally.
Absolutely. That's the choice that we make as well. And so many are trapped in the hype and the illusion of go, 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 do this, do that, get this, get that. And actually, the pure truth of it is you just flow. There is no hype, there is no anything. It's just as you get, as you said, downloads, you just follow the breadcrumbs of those, don't you? And basically those breadcrumbs take you to your divine purpose. And what you do, would you say, is facilitate people in following the breadcrumbs, connecting them with the ability to get the breadcrumbs and then follow them.
That's it. and everyone has it within them. Everyone has it. And that's the natural beauty of it all. And I think sometimes, like, and I know, so conditioning, I think it's very sad when we observe beautiful human beings and we can see their greatest potential. When we live from soul level, we can see the gorgeousness, the naturalness in people and the abundance. And that doesn't mean to say that because we have inner gifts, we have to, as you say, the go, 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 the get. But our natural inherent gifts bring us pleasure. It can bring the life purpose day to day. It becomes a way of life, which makes us happy.
Yeah, and it's a peaceful way as well. You know, because the connection that Karen is talking about is the divine connection, in that the mind is in service to the heart is in service to the formless energy, whatever you choose to call it. The God self is what I call it. And it's in that connection that you find your purpose. And when you're out of alignment with that, it all goes out of the ballpark once again, always, doesn't it?
Absolutely. We know we're off course when obstacles start appearing, etc. But that's the bonus, that we are presented with them, and then that's when I say, okay, what do I need to go and look at? And I think that's when clients come to me, so we're able to turn around the actual obstacles and look on it as a positive, do the healing, remove it, and move beyond. And the more that you sit in the actual the blocks, it can be more of a ripple effect, so more and more will begin to turn up for you. Whereas, example, when we are faced to look at our core conditioning and move beyond that, we clear a more positive cellular database, because when we have the negative within us, we become a magnet, a very live magnet for attracting negativity. And I think that can be quite frightening for quite a lot of souls, because depending what the data is within there, it can cause quite a lot of painful experiences to continue, where a lot of sensitives are beautiful, natural, loving, caring beings, where they do not deserve to be hurting. They deserve to receive back what they give out. Absolutely. So I think when we begin to peel away the gentle layers, and it has to be done incrementally, because there can be an overwhelm, and enough has been lived in the overwhelm. So my job is to gently give ways of living, and that's why I wrote my book Soulutions, was because on my own journey I didn't realize I was building that kind of philosophy. So gently, if we just start living, we say peacefully, gently, sort of unraveling of the old appears, and then we're open to receiving and also sharing with others our goodness.
Yeah, and that's, yeah, because there is a definite feeling going on around humanity in the moment. I'm sure you've connected with it, Karen, that they are fed up of the nonsense and they're wanting the change, but they don't know where to go. And that's the beauty of what's beginning here, that Karen is a part of, a wonderful, beautiful part of, because this space is all about the flow. It's all about the connection with the pure authenticity and the beauty and the pearls within that. Every single person has an innate gift. Every single person is an aspect of the oneness. And, you know, put us all in a pot and we make the oneness. But we are individual aspects also. And, you know, to get out of the mind and the humdrum and everything else, you need a facilitator to begin to ground you, if you like. Because wouldn't you say, Karen, that when someone's in the mind, they're kind of out of the body and they first of all need grounding before they can be facilitated?
And I think on my own journey, and I try to observe my own healing. And I think to explain to people, when we go into the head space, we leave the body behind because it's too difficult to be in the vessel. So we will find ways of leaving it. We'll find busyness. We'll find so many ways to stay in the numb zone, because I think my job is to help people come back into the feeling, and then the deservedness beyond releasing some of the wounds. And I observe also that we can live journeys that basically we have been, I'm going to use the word dumped. A lot of sensitives have been dumped upon. And I think I need to put that message out there to anyone who is listening to this. My greatest revelation in 2018 was, this is not your stuff. It's not yours. And that goes across the board to the most painful, dreadful, destructive things that you may have endured, that it is not your stuff. And there is a way to do it from the cells, because my own path has been about looking at a lot of illness and experiencing it from a family level, and it's the most painful part to watch people suffer. But there are some wounds that happen to people that they can't look at, but if we can facilitate some lovely, soft, loving, nurturing self-care, especially from the food aspect. And I've so observed, and it keeps coming back to me, this beautiful message of how important the palate is. And even although that you're in a pain place, it's so important to provide the body, because it's not just the body, we have organs within, and in those organs, they are facilitators of emotions. And it's latter years that the debris builds up and is dumped within these, and there's no ability to live a beautiful life. And that is all the God essence, the divine wants for everyone, is to come here and experience this beautiful natural earth. And for me, it pains me to see so many people are losing limbs and their mind, organs, and we can begin to allow the grief as such to flow in a natural way. So, and I think that so many also, if I can add to that, Shona, sometimes we think by pushing harder and out into the world we are going to gain. We already have what we need. We have the love from within. We already have it. Sadly, we take wrong paths until we come back to self. And every single time we will meet ourselves on that wrong path. But we don't want to have a deeper health picture. We want to be able to still facilitate a beautiful life. And I think that's my job, is to meet people in the early stages so that they don't become so unwell.
Yeah, and what a beautiful, beautiful part that you play in, restoration, which is what we're about, restoring humanity to its beauty, to its,
absolutely.
Yeah. And trauma plays such a big part in the separation of humanity, doesn't it?
Absolutely. And I think also a lot of people, I think I would have in my old way, I think until we hit the brick wall, that we would use the mindset. How can this be done? All the questions. I hear people firing things at me. Why do you eat that way? Why do you do this? Because I want to be alive. It's ways I find nurture me, and my body works. I get so much more out of myself from looking after my body's vessel. And my own life story, I wouldn't be here, I would not be alive, hadn't I taken the steps and the actions And I think the message is also, I met someone recently and I could see such beauty in this human being, and I tried to speak, and then I knew it was time to be quiet, because sometimes people maybe find it surreal to know that they can go beyond their pain. You know, they sometimes people think it's a life sentence, and I'm not taking away from anyone's story and journey, absolutely not. But I used to remember listening to some of my heroes in my journey, and they used to take me to the place of forgiveness. I think that forgiveness comes after that you have observed your own part in any journey. And when you've gone beyond that and you've seen and felt, most importantly, it's the feeling part that is the healing part, is then we can release and we can forgive and let go.
Yeah, forgiveness is absolutely key, but it's basically, forgiveness doesn't mean that the action of harm was correct. It just means you're not allowing it to harm you anymore. And one of the key aspects as well is self-forgiveness, because when you forgive the self, then you can, that is when you begin to truly open up and expand and bring in the beauty, isn't it?
And I think also as well, one of my teachers had always said to me, Karen, self-compassion, self-compassion, no matter where you're at, self-compassion. Because as I say, sometimes some of us come in with a long straw or a short straw, and it's what we do with what we're handed. And then I think that's what makes the best teachers. Because I know any teacher I like to work with, I like to think that, not think, I can feel they have a depth and they have all these lovely facets of experience they can take to my needs at the time and my evolution. And I think that's the same for all of us. It's soul food, and it's those things that level us up, grow us up, and make life beautiful.
Yeah, it is.
Sorry, Shona. We have so much. When we go through our own pain, we have so much compassion for others. The world, it's a big world, but we just all of a sudden recognize each other. One family.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. It's all about, this is what I mean by restoration. It's also about unification in the way that Karen just said. It's the recognition of the eye to eye, heart to heart, soul to soul, between every human being.
Yeah. And I think that the more healing you do as well, that your worldwide family, the world becomes smaller, and we just begin to all connect. And I think that that's God-given. It's quite beautiful. It's really beautiful. And I think that that's what it makes more interesting in getting up in the day. And you just don't know what goodness is going to come your way. And I think that it makes me just want to, I don't feel alive when I'm not clearing my debris. The more I clean it, and I just meet amazing, beautiful souls like yourself, and all the beautiful souls on the summit as well. And day to day, you can walk out, you can meet the most amazing, gifted soul in a supermarket, at a bus stop, in a doorway, because it's soul. It's absolutely just, and that's where the soul food comes in. It's not from a headspace.
No, it's most definitely not from the headspace. The headspace is what separates us. But at the moment, the way the world is, with its pyramid structure, it's very much about, it's very much matrix. And matrix is mind because it keeps you from being in your purity. And that's why it's so important to just open up and allow all those goodies to pour out of your heart space. And you know, there are true pearls in this world that are here to help you, of which Karen is one. I can really see you, Karen, and the pearl that you are in this space. So I just really, really, really want you to share what is truly pressing on your heart right now, what your message is from that real pure space.
I just think that my deepest desire is for universally that we all begin to realize that we matter. Every single one of us matters more than anyone can ever imagine, and that no matter your circumstances right now, no matter how much anyone has told you you do not matter, I want you to hear my message right now. You do matter. You matter hugely, and I love you as you are, wounds and all, because you're not your wounds. You are the most beautiful, gorgeous, divine soul, and love itself is the healer. I like to love my clients because when someone is mirrored back exactly what they deserve, and have always deserved, sometimes others have failed us. So I just want everyone to know right now that I'm sending so much love to you and that you deserve it and you deserve it. And right now, one small choice is to be able to look around you and think, who is going to bring me love? Not from a selfish place, not from a gaining place, but from a soul place. And universally, my hope is that we all are able to just begin to let go from the head space and allow a lot more of God and the divine back into our lives. And I think we'll find quite a shift. It's already happening, Joan, isn't it? It's already happening.
It is.
Sensitives are now speaking up. We're showing up. We see we have gifts. And that's across the board for every sensitive. We all have beautiful gifts, and we need each other. We need each other, absolutely. And another point I think is sometimes in a mindset, I know how I would think. I would think, oh well, I'm way behind here. They're all years ahead. No, everything starts with a baby step. One little action, and don't use the mind. Make another step. And then another step, and then have a rest, and then settle back down. Be good to yourself. Allow the divine, not the running around, because eventually the body will demand through a whole load of things to allow you to go into your soul. Not one of us evades that journey. We're all here to look at our soul in some shape or manner. So sometimes if someone's really ill, we're still faced with looking at the soul. So let's not get to pain and illness. Let's get going. Let's enjoy the day. Let's eat nice food. Let's share our time with nice people, nature, God, everything. So yeah, that's my message. Be good to yourself. Love yourself.
And what a beautiful message it was. Oh, it's such a divine purpose that you have, as do everybody in the summit. But yes, that was just pure beauty. Thank you, Karen. If you wish to connect with Karen, all her information to contact her directly is on the website www.consciouslivingglobal.net, and she will be delighted to hear from you and to assist you and facilitate you discovering your truth, who you truly are, and discovering your life purpose through that. What we've spoken about is available to all people, no matter where you are, no matter what your background. It is available for all. And yeah, Karen's such a beautiful example, and that's what's so wonderful about everyone here. We lead by example, and that's how we know you, where you are, and can assist you and facilitate you truthfully and authentically to your life purpose, your divine space. And So Karen, is there anything else that you would like to say to everybody before we sign off?
I think that the thing that comes to mind is that fear, absolute fear, because if people have wounds, Shona, as we know, post-traumatic stress disorder, and have experienced trauma, then I think that what then happens is people are terrified that people are going to hurt them again. And that was why I created my business, was because I wanted to teach people to protect themselves and nurture and nourish themselves. So any of my work is not from hurting anyone, but nourishing them. And then sometimes we need that teacher to teach us how to nourish ourselves, no matter what's going on day to day. Sometimes we think if something difficult sets off in our lives, we can go back into self-sabotage, destructive behaviour. And that can sometimes be the baseline, but when we have the tools and we know that we don't feel too good, we know that we can up level again, and we know that what we need to do is be good to ourselves.
And absolutely, again, everything that's coming out of you today, Karen, is beautiful. That's my favourite word of the day already. Thank you so much for being with us and sharing your message.
Thank you much. Thank you. My delight, and I hope that it helps to inspire people and for them to know that I'm not sitting here thinking I'm perfect. Absolutely no way am I perfect. And as you say, that's how we know others. And it's my rawness I take to the table, my truth, my openness, so that allows a space for someone else to be themselves. So, love. Thank you, Shona. Thank you very much. And to everyone else, thank you.
Thank you.